Hey everybody, I have decided to share a power practice today that you can do kind of at your own pace if you want to build up a little bit of cardiovascular strength. It's obviously something that you can do a little bit faster and work through. So it's kind of like what a lot of people call a ladder flow, where we'll be building up some additional poses until we peak into a pretty challenging pose. So with that being a challenging pose, I would say this is an intermediate to an advanced style class, but all levels can try this and find adaptations to work into this. With it being an advanced, intermediate to advanced style class, what I highly recommend is that you do have blocks or books or something from your home available and ready for you. But otherwise, what you're going to be doing is a lot more sun salutations to help keep the body warmed up. We do those repetitively, and we do them with the proper form so that we can really wake our bodies up, generate some of that heat that we know to be really good for burning off stress or anxiety or any issues that we might be dealing with. So meet me on your mat, coming into your mountain pose. Inhale, draw the feet in towards each other, creating a center line. Lifting the toes, taking the small toes, middle toes, big toes down. Draw your shoulders down and then back, taking the hands coming out, rolling the shoulders back, inhales and exhales. And just take a moment to ground into your body, arrive to your mat, arrive to the center of your intentions. Taking your hands now, placing them in prayer in the center of your chest, Anjali Mudra, prayer hands, direct center. Inhale, exhale. Inhaling the hands up. Taking the hands now, facing the front wall in front of you, and exhaling down. Inhaling up. Sending those arms up, and then the shoulder blades are still coming down the back. Exhaling down. Breathing like you could fog up a mirror. That Ujjayi breathing, that victorious breath of life. Inhaling up. Exhaling down. Inhaling up. Exhaling down. And then inhaling up. We're going to move on this one. Exhale, coming down as you swan dive into a half lift. Your half lifts, you should have a flat back. So for these first 5 sun salutations, we're going to focus on having a flat back. And so you really just want to focus, maybe if you think of yourself as arcing your back a little bit, you'll find that your back is flat. So monkey or half lift. Exhale, Uttanasana, melt, emptying, releasing. Let's do that again. Let's repeat that monkey half lift. Exhale as we're releasing. We're not locking through the knees. Inhale, monkey half lift. Exhale, releasing. Inhale, monkey. Half lift this time. Exhale, release. I want you to come down, plant your hands into the earth, and slowly walk your feet back into a plank pose. You're sending the shoulder blades down the back, protracting the scapula, looking forward, not craning your neck, but lifting up through and creating lift. Stabilizing through your abdominal muscles in the front, the sides, the back. Pressing through. And then you're going to want to Bring your elbows down to 90 degrees. That's your chaturanga. Let's go ahead and push back up into plank. Warming and waking that body up slowly before we start that repetitive movement. Inhale. Exhale down. Holding chaturanga. Inhaling in. Exhale, pushing back up. One more time. Inhales. Exhales. Inhale and bring the toes behind you, coming into an upward facing dog. Now, your thighs can be flat on the mat. You're pressing and bringing your heart center through. You're drawing the shoulder blades down the back, drawing the shoulder blades and your shoulders down, and your eye gaze comes up. It's a sun salutation. You're saluting the sun. Lifting the chin gently up off, looking into the sky. Inhales, tuck the toes under, and slowly lift the knees up, and coming back into down dog. Sending those feet down, pedaling those feet out, waking the body up, greeting the body, warming it up, pedaling those feet out, coming back, traveling through quickly from plank to let our feet come back down. We're traveling slowly in and out to warm our body up. So this is your up dog, but we're going to power it up slightly by pressing into the tops of the feet, lifting those knees off of the mat if it's available to us. Coming up, and then with your knees and body and legs still lifted off the mat, tuck the toes under. Exhale, coming into downward facing dog. This time pedal your shoulders if you can. If you're struggling today with a narrow down dog, come wider. Build your base. Coming back, traveling through plank, allowing the knees to gently come back down to the mat. Plant those feet behind you, raising up into your up dog. Small little touches. We're warming everything up. Tucking those toes under, sending the body back into your downward facing dog. Then I want you to slowly travel back up to the mat. Now, for all of my students that haven't ventured into a power class yet, that's one way to travel. I'm going to travel backwards into downward facing dog. I'm going to pedal my feet out. I'm going to bounce. I'm going to take a motion in between these that generates some movements, generates some heat, something that feels good. Your home practice and your practice even in a gym or a studio is your practice. Do what you'd like to do. Pedal those feet out, breathing no matter what we do. So you can travel now by taking big strides up. One foot up, the other foot up. I'm traveling back. Or, if you think you know what you're doing, take a moment. Look between your hands. Bend the knees towards the earth and bring your body forward. Planting the feet into the earth, coming backwards to your down facing dog. Be gentle, be careful. You don't want to make a lot of noise. You don't want to crash forward. Then if you have the ability, if your body is warmed up, you can travel forward. Using your abdominal muscles, using your core to bring you forward and float towards the top of your mat. From Uttanasana, forward fold, we inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Slowly bring the body back up. Growing wide, reverse swan diving. Bringing our hands into our hearts. Coming into one full sun salutation. Inhale up. Exhale, swan diving down. Monkey half lift. Exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana, traveling back. chaturanga down. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, coming into down dog. Traveling back to the front of the mat. Inhale, monkey half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Reverse swan dive back up. That is one sun salutation for this round for us. Inhale. Inhale, monkey half lift. Coming back up. Traveling forward and back, however you need to for your body. Chaturanga. Up dog. Down dog. Traveling back up. Remembering to work into a sun salutation, little things here and there, to take a motion that feels good to your body. Inhale up, exhale. And then we're going to work in my variation. So we're going to do some CML yoga sun salutations. So we'll inhale up, swan dive down. So we're going to actually arc the back. This is something I picked up from Jason Crandell from Yoga Journal and from Yoga Land Podcast. We're arcing the back. We're creating a slight back bend to add some power into the posterior chain. We're going to be arcing in the back in our monkeys. So we're going to be back bending monkey, forward fold. We're going to come into our plank. So we're actually going to chaturanga, melt, and then we're going to lift our body up into a locust. So that's what makes the difference for me for the CML sun salutation. So again, we're going to reverse chaturanga. So your chaturanga, melt your body into the earth, pointing the toes out, bringing the arms out, and coming into locust. We'll explain that later. But from locust, we bring our hands back up, we come into up dog and down dog. We travel. Reverse swan dive. Come in. So we're going to do 3 more of those CML sun salutations. Chaturanga, melt, locust. Or do as many as you want to. Pause the video here and power through some of those until you really feel like your body is warmed up. One last time together. We will come up, swan dive down, back bending monkey, forward fold, Traveling back into plank, chaturanga, melt, locust, up dog, down dog, coming up, back bending monkey, Uttanasana, coming back up. And grab a drink of water. You can keep doing some of those. You can modify it. If the back bending is starting to feel tender to you, just do a regular sun salutation. Additionally, if chaturangas are hard for you, if you're trying to work on building your triceps up, your shoulders, if that's something that's putting too much pressure on you, you can always, again, use your knees, send your knees down, then go into chaturanga. So again, you can plant the knees, chaturanga with the knees, or come down and focus on doing a sphinx or a cobra instead. You can still start building some of your shoulder strength there. So take a quick drink of water. I always encourage drinks of water during a power class. As you can tell, I'm out of breath. That heart rate's getting up, that heart rate's going. Take care of yourself. Okay, so traveling back into our regular class, what we'll do is we'll sequence this with a sun salutation in between doing this ladder flow on each side. So if you are ready to start, meet me in the mat in downward facing dog. We'll go ahead and pedal those feet out again. And when I say vinyasa, we'll just do a small sequence of movements connected with the breath. All right, so let's go ahead and start with our right foot. Let's bring that up into the air. Let's wake that foot up, bringing it all the way up. And we're going to bring it through, and we're going to allow it to hover. So again, we're going to wake up our wrists, we're going to wake up our body, wake up our core. We're going to do 5 elevator raises. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then we're going to go ahead and send that leg back up into the air. Planting that right foot into the earth. Coming forward, chaturanga, up dog, down dog. Sending that left foot up in the air, bringing it forward. That knee comes into the center of your chest. You're going to do 5 elevator raises here. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Sending that back up in the air. Sending that foot down, coming out into your chaturanga. Up dog. Down dog. Send that right foot up in the air. We're not going to be doing any more of those elevator raises. We're going to start this flow up. Let's go ahead and send that right foot forward. Plant it between your hands. If you need to, you can take a moment, settle yourself. We're going to be doing this vinyasa style. So your left foot is up on the ball. If you need some additional stability, you can plant that foot. But for me, since we're going to be moving in and out, it's the easiest on my ankle and it's the easiest for stability to just have that left football there. Take the hands up off of the earth. We're going to come into a warrior 1. Steady yourself. Lean forward, and I want you to gently raise that back foot up. You're going to come into warrior 3. Inhales and exhales. Inhales and exhale. Slowly come back and land with that ball of that foot down. Coming back up into warrior 1. Exhale those hands back down into the earth. Setting through, send that right foot back to meet the left. Chaturanga. Up dog. Down dog. Send that left foot up into the sky. We're going to mirror that. We're going to bring that foot up. Plant between our hands. Inhale those hands up. Warrior 1. Be tall. Be victorious. Opening through the chest. Opening through the heart. Bringing your body forward. Coming into warrior 3 on the other side. Inhales And exhale as micro bend, engaging in that left knee, coming back down, planting that right foot, coming up into the sky, exhaling down, sending that foot back, chaturanga. Up dog, down dog. Let's add to that. I'm gonna backwards walk a little bit to give myself a little bit of additional room. Arcing in my down dog, sending that right foot up into the sky. Coming up, planting between the feet. Hands come forward. Coming into warrior one. Without touching the ground, I'm going to bring that left knee up into my chest. I'm going to bring those hands up into the sky. I'm going to stretch that foot out. Dorsiflexing the toes, bringing them up towards the nose. Bringing them up. Trying to get a perpendicular line out of my body. So lifting tall, and then I'm going to come back forward to warrior three. Plant that foot, bring those hands down, sending it back, chaturanga, up dog, down dog. Sending that left foot up into the sky, bringing it forward between the hands. Inhaling the hands up into warrior one. Exhale, warrior three. Inhale, kicking off, rising up into warrior three. Bringing the right knee up. Hands come up. Do an upward salute. We bring that leg out into a standing staff, a one-legged staff. Pointing that heel. That heel is touching the imaginary wall in front of you. Those toes are pointing all the way at your face. Sending it back. Coming into a warrior three. Planting the feet behind you, the right foot behind you. Inhaling up, warrior one. Bringing the hands down into the earth. Sending that foot back, chaturanga. Up dog. Down dog. Pedaling those feet out. Motion is lotion. Powering through, bringing that right foot up into the sky. Bringing it forward, plant between the hands. Bringing the hands forward. Warrior one. Warrior two. Kicking off into warrior three. Bringing that foot up. Heel comes out. Noticing not deficiencies, but difference between one side and the other. Trying to get that foot straight out. And then crossing it over your right foot. Left leg is over. Left arm comes over. Under. We come into Garudasana, eagle. And give me just a moment's breath. A moment's reprise. Tightening, constricting through. And then lifting back out. Coming into staff. Coming forward into warrior three. Planting that foot. Warrior one. Hands back into the earth. Send that right foot down. Chaturanga. Up dog. Down dog. So if your hands and your arms, your wrists are starting to get tired, you can take a break and just plank in between those. Yogi's choice. Left foot is forward. Your hands are up into the air. Warrior one. Finding yourself in warrior one with the left foot forward, the right foot back. Leaning forward, coming into warrior three. Taking that right foot, balancing act forward. Heel comes towards that imaginary wall. Toes comes towards the nose. Holding for one inhale. One exhale. Bringing that right leg over the left leg. Right leg is over. Right arm comes under. Garudasana. If your eagle isn't fully ready to be bound this way yet, hug yourself. If your wrists are starting to get tender from your chaturangas, just hug yourself. Coming back out into staff pose. One-legged staff. Sending it forward. Back into your warrior three. Reaching forward. Taking that back foot down. Coming up into the sky. Hand comes down. Arcing into the earth. Go ahead, pedal that out. Coming into down dog. Alright. We're going to add a half moon on this after our eagle. If you haven't already, if you think that, hey, I'm struggling a little bit with my balance today, this is the point where you can bring a block in front of you. That's what I'm going to go ahead and do right now. So I'm going to take my right foot up into the sky. Bring the right foot forward, landing between the hands. Bringing the hands up, victoriously rising up. Warrior one. Leaning over that right thigh. Coming into warrior three, raising up, bringing that left knee up into our chest, kicking out into a standing staff, bringing that left leg over, left arm under, coming into some version of our eagle, Garudasana. Coming out of Garudasana by bringing the leg around. Your right hand now comes down into the block or down towards the earth into half moon, arcing your left hip over your right, bringing your eye gaze, when you're ready, to the left wall. When you have found your half moon, remember, we're not pushing, we're going to have to do this backwards, coming out of it. Slowly engaging in that standing leg. Come back with the left leg over. Garudasana, left leg over, left arm under. Meet me in Garudasana. Meet me back in staff. That leg is burning. Kicking forward into warrior three. Planting the foot, taking some of the pressure off that right leg. Hands up into the sky, coming down. Let's go ahead and pedal those feet out. Woo! It's burning up. I am firing through that right leg. You know what it's going to be on the right leg. So plant yourself steadily on the left. Left leg comes up into the sky. Plants between the feet. Bring the hands up into warrior one. Bring them forward. Kicking off into warrior three. Stabilizing through that left knee. Small amount of space behind that left knee. Bring the hands up into the sky. Heel comes towards that imaginary wall or a real wall, whatever wall you perceive. Bring that right leg over. That right arm comes under. Holding into Garudasana, hugging yourself. You just need to find stability in this moment. Coming back out. Coming into half moon. On the other side. Noticing one side might be a little different than the other. Bringing your body up. Bringing your eye gaze towards the right. Fantastic. And then coming back around. Rising up. Using your stabilizer muscles. Right leg comes over. Right arm comes under Garudasana. Bring the body back up into staff. Bring the body back forward in your warrior three. Plant the foot up into the sky. Bring it back down. Sending it back down into a down dog. Pedaling those feet out. If that was your peak, I want you to do it. I want you to push through one more time. If it doesn't challenge you, it doesn't change you. So if you can, go through one more round of that. If not, and you're ready to push through and challenge just a little bit further, what you're going to do is you're going to reach back and hold on to that back leg into the sugar cane variation of the half moon or Shavasana. Inhale that right foot up, bringing it forward. Coming into warrior one, leaning forward, bringing your body up into warrior three, arcing the body up, coming into staff pose, bringing the left leg over, left arm comes under, Garudasana, arcing around slowly, bringing the right hand down, finding yourself with that block now, bringing your eye gaze over, reaching back to hold on to your back left ankle. This is your peak. This is the top of the mountain. Coming back into your half moon. Greeting your animal brethren in the room. Coming back up into Garudasana. Left arm or left leg goes over. Left arm comes under. Coming back into staff. Coming back into warrior three. Planting the foot, going up into warrior one, bringing the hands down. Saying good job to our right side, to that right brain, that left brain, getting ready to wake up. Gonna move my block over. Inhaling the left leg up, planting the left leg between the hands. Inhaling up. Exhale, coming forward into warrior three. Rising up. Whoop. We are burning through those leg muscles today. Bringing our body up into that one-legged staff. Bringing that right leg over, right arm under Garudasana. And then unwinding the arms, unwinding the leg. Bringing ourselves down into half moon. Looking over, reaching back. Holding on to our right ankle. Opening up our heart. Coming back into half moon. Bringing the body forward. Coming into Garudasana. Right leg is over, right arm is under. Coming back up into staff. Coming back into warrior three. You've almost done it. Plant the foot. Warrior one. Hands down. Send that foot back. Pedal those feet. Take the knees down to the mat. Point the toes. Exhale. Bring your body in to child's pose. Grab a drink of water. Coming back out. We're going to take our blocks and bring them off of the mat. You're going to bring your knees hip width apart. Hip width apart. If your knees are kind of tender, you can put a blanket underneath them, or you can take your mat and simply double it over. I'm double matting because I have hardwood floors. If you have carpets in your house, you can obviously do what you need to do to find some extra stability here. We'll be doing some balancing even though this is a floor set, so you're going to want to make sure that you do this somewhere that you can still balance. Carpet can sometimes make it a little bit harder, or if you want to work on additional stabilizer muscles, stay on the carpet and a yoga mat for additional challenge. If you don't have a yoga mat, this is obviously something you can do as long as you have good traction with your hands. So we're going to come up into tabletop all fours. The wrists are now going to be directly under our elbows and shoulders. So a beautiful little tabletop here. We're going to bring our hips over our knees. We're actually going to bring our right hand forward, and we're going to send that left foot back. So just this can be a challenging balance posture for you here in Bird Dog. So I want you to inhale, exhale, bring the elbow and the knee in toward each other. We do that again. And again. Inhales, exhale, elbow to knee. Inhales, exhale, elbow to knee. Stretching out. I actually want you to float them both out and feel that sensation of the left foot and the left hand coming out. So you're taking those limbs farther away from your body, challenging that balance. Bring them back in. Plant the right hand, plant the right knee, or the left knee. Let's go ahead and send that left hand out, that right knee out. Bring the shoulders down, stabilizing through that core. Again, bringing those abdominal muscles in, front, side, back. Rounding, not rounding through your spine, but protracting the shoulder blades. Make sure that you're not dumping into it. I want you to focus this time on doing this elbow to knee like you're doing it cat-cow with your spine. So you're going to inhale, let the belly sag just slightly, exhale, arcing the back, bringing it in. Inhale, letting the belly sag, filling it with air. Exhale, bringing the elbow into knee. Inhale. Exhale, bringing the elbow into knee. I used to think this was so basic, and now that I do it with better form, I'm like, this is killer. If I did this for 20 minutes, I would just lose my mind. Inhale forward one last time. Exhale, elbow to knee. Bring the hand out, the foot out. Again, float that left hand out, float that right foot out. Testing your balance, stabilizing through. Bring them back forward and behind you, and then power down. All right, so this next one is not a typical yoga posture. This is something that I kind of came up with because I saw a fun picture, and this is going to be the most country thing you've ever heard in your life, of a possum running. So this is my possum variation of bird dog. It is a way to kind of modify both bird dog as an advancement, as well as modify your side plank. So when you bring your right hand forward, your left hand out, or your left foot out, stabilizing through, bring that right hand down with that left leg still out. And I want you to start applying a little bit of pressure to that right hand. And try to create equilibrium and an equal amount of pressure between the right hand and the right knee. Slowly start coming up off of the left hand until you reach forward, and you'll find yourself balancing on the right knee and the right hand. From this possum pose, I want you to bring your body up, opening up towards the left side, powering through, slowly pushing until you completely opened up the left side body into the earth, or into the sky. And now bring the left foot, the side of the left foot, into the earth. Bring that left hand into the sky, and I want you to send that right foot out into fallen star. So if this is too much for you, you can bring that right knee back underneath you. Or if you want to advance it, power up your fallen star by reaching out and holding on. If you can, if you would like to, give yourself 3 little pulses or 3 little tricep dips. 3, 2, 1. Bring the body up. And bring that foot down. So you bring the left foot down. That right foot comes up into the sky. We're going to go back into our fallen star. Stabilizing through. Go ahead and plant that knee again. Coming back over into that bird dog side plank variation. Plant the hand, bring that left leg up and around into dragon. From here, choose your dragon or lizard. I'm just going to focus on sending that right foot or that right knee back a little bit. My block is still in reach. So I'm going to put my block right here. And I'm going to come down for a few breaths. Inhaling and exhaling. Inhaling and exhaling. Taking it in and letting it out. And if you're ready, if you want to practice your EPK or a flying dragon, creating that shelf, leaning forward and flat. Coming back out, bringing the foot forward out of dragon, or practicing Hanumanasana, or the monkey, into a split. I don't go very high into or low into these splits, so I'm just going to kind of come back, bring the block underneath my front leg until I've steadied myself, and I'm going to inhale up. So you were a possum, a dragon, and a monkey all in one little go from a bird dog. Taking the block out from underneath you, settling up, bringing that knee in back to its first original home location, bringing that left hand in, sending it back out, and finding yourself in tabletop, all fours. So we're going to do this again on the other side, but I'm actually going to turn around so that you can see a little bit better what I'm doing. So again, we're just going to come into bird dog, knees hip width apart. Bring that right foot or right hand forward. You're going to bring that left knee out. Switch out, sorry. You're going to bring your left knee down. You're going to bring your right leg out. You're going to bring your left hand out. Just stabilizing through, planting that left hand, and generally starting to apply a little bit of pressure, put a little bit of weight in, testing it in, stabilizing, building up the strength until you have enough balance to lift that right hand up off of the mat. Inhales, opening up that side body to come into a side plank variation, planting that foot down. That right foot comes down. You can bring that left foot out and open up a little bit more into a fallen star. Now if you need additional power, reach out, grab that foot. Give me 3, 2, 1, or more. Or you can always stabilize through and plant that leg and focus on opening up through that side body. We're going to travel out of that by bringing the hand back into this side plank and slowly using control, trying to bring our body level back over to come into that running possum. Bringing the right hand into the earth, bringing that right leg around. And then settling ourselves down into our dragon. So this is the other side. I'll give you another dragon variation. If you want to focus on opening up the hip, gently pressing out on the inner thigh. Don't press on the knee joint. Just gently pressing out. Inhaling through the nose and exhaling through the mouth. Once you've opened up that hip, you can create your little shelf, kind of like you're coming into a chaturanga, bringing it back. Practice your EPK or your dragon or your flying lizard. Bringing that foot up. Practicing some version of your monkey, one of your versions of monkey, Hanumanasana, or the front splits. Sending that foot back, coming forward, Listening to your hamstring. You'll start to hear it pretty soon. My right is a little bit hot, or a little bit more tense. So I'm actually going to bring the block up on the highest setting, and I'm not going to push. Remember, yoga should never hurt. We're going to come up, growing tall, settling through. You're going to feel that good opening through the hips. You're stretching out the quad and the hip flexor on the left side, and you're lengthening through the hamstring on the right side. Bringing it down, taking that block off, hand in, and coming back out into your bird dog. Widen those knees, come down into a wide-legged child's pose. Coming back up, keep those legs wide. I'm actually going to turn towards the camera so you can see a little bit better, but you're going to go ahead and keep those legs wide. And I want you to sit down between your legs. Now, if that's pretty intense for you, I'll actually turn this side now. What you can do is take your blocks, you can stack them 2 or 3 high. I just want you to settle with the toes pointed behind you. And I want you to gently apply a little bit of grounding weight to those legs. So it's a soothing little self-massage. For those of us that haven't gotten a chance to have any sort of contact with anyone else, this is something you've done a lot of work on your legs during this class. Your shoulders, your arms. So we're just going to take a moment and we're going to press gently into our hips, grounding our hips into the earth. Inhale, lengthening. You're actually going to take both hands and you're kind of creating little like crab claws, well pinchers, but you're going to take your hips and I want you to gently push down and allow yourself to just be inside of your body for a moment, listening to it, doing something to honor it that feels good. Shoulders are back. Inhaling up. Pushing those hips down. And taking the hands and gently pushing those legs down again. I actually want you to take the heels of your hands and slowly push down until you can reach down and hold on to your knees. Now take those legs. I want you to gently push the backs of your calves, just applying a little bit of pressure on the backs of your calves, pressing them into the earth. And I want you to slightly press into those ankles and into the backs of the feet, the little soles of the feet, pressing the thumb pads into those. And then slowly walk yourself until you are pressing slightly on your toes. And you'll find that your chest is coming up, you're opening your heart up, pressing into your toes. So your hands are into the backs of your toes. Just taking a moment here to connect your hands to your feet. A full circle. Everything comes full circle. Come back up. If you think that you can, I want you to try to come down on a lower setting on the block. And you can repeat that. Self-massaging the legs down. Until maybe, and it might not have to be, it might not be today that you can get to this point, or maybe not ever, the way that your body is made, and that's okay. Till you come, plant your right elbow into the earth, and your left into the earth. Just sit here for a moment, and allow the head to come back. You should still be able to swallow. Bring those hips up into the sky. Stretching those beautiful quads, the fronts of your legs. Letting all of it slightly. Inhale. Exhale, bringing the hips up into the sky, stretching those quads again. Coming back down. Inhales. Stretching those quads one more time. And then slowly coming back off. Walking ourselves up. Honoring our body by gently coming forward. Tucking those toes underneath. But first, let's wiggle them. And then turn them in. Knees are a little bit more about directly in front of your body. Sit back on those toes tucked under. Just sit for a moment sitting on those heels. Inhaling and exhaling. Finding with each breath, even if you can't feel it, you're closing the gap to once again come full circle. Inhales. Exhale until you're sitting back on those heels. Slowly coming forward again. And let's sit back to Sukhasana, or easy pose, or crisscross applesauce. I'm actually going to take a block under my sitting bones. We're going to do a little bit for our wrists. I want you to reach out in front of you, interlock hands, slowly rolling, thanking the wrists for their performance today. Sending those fingertips out in front of you, making a fist, squeezing and letting go. Squeezing and letting go. This time I want you to squeeze the fists and roll them to the right. No number, just as much as you'd like to. But stop and switch directions. Taking the right hand up into the sky, placing it on the other side of your head, and allowing a gentle amount of pressure to weigh your head down. So we'll start here as a way to release a little bit of tension in our neck. You go through some of these balancing poses, we have a tendency to start to crunch ourselves up to make ourselves more compact so we can find our center of gravity. Or you're so stressed out that you're going to fall that you start to hunch. So if you did that, I did a little bit because my practice is still always improving and always growing. From here, I want you to take your left hand down. And we're not reaching with all our might, we're just gently reaching towards the other side of the mat, slowly. Honoring our body. This is not the time to create a move for power. There is power in gentleness. Slowly come back up. Level, allowing the spine to neutralize, bringing the left hand up. Gently applying some pressure. The weight of your hand and the left shoulder slowly pulling the neck and gently relaxing it. That right set of fingertips comes out. We're reaching just slightly, not with all of our might. Coming back up, taking our hands into our knees, reaching up and behind us, hands up into the sky, hands come into prayer, bringing it down, bringing it into the center of our chest. Inhaling up. Inhaling up. This time bringing the hands in to prayer. Coming into the center of our forehead. Into our throats. And into our hearts. Forehead, throat, and heart. One more time. Bringing it up. Forehead, throat, and heart. Thank you so much. This has been one of my favorite sequences that I have built for kind of generating some movement in your core, your legs. I love adding the Chaturanga Melt Locust into your sequence of Sun Salutations because it allows you to have some posterior chain activation instead of constantly bending forward. Well, we're bending over forward a lot these days anyway when it comes to sitting at our desks and sitting in our homes a lot more. So anytime you get a chance to open up and any chance that you can safely insert a back bend into a sequence, try to do that here or there in a way to power up through the posterior chain. Additionally, if there's any way that you can always create a little bit of heat in your practice, always try to figure out a way to do so. Personalize things as well as you safely can. And again, that this is not a rubric for everything that you should or shouldn't do when it comes to yoga. Things that I call things that I make up, this is just what works for me. This is my practice, and I hope that it's something that you've enjoyed too. Thank you so much. Again, this has been Craig Michael Lonis with CML Yoga Connection, Movement, and Light. Have a wonderful day, night, week, month, year. Namaste.